This is the December 15th, 2011 Math SAT question of the day. If the graph of the function f in the xy plane contains the points 0, minus 9, 1, minus 4, 3, 0, which of the following cannot be true? So you're trying to pick the statement that cannot be true. You've got to take a look at all of them, reason through them. Well, let's take a look at how we could plot this. So I have the point 0, minus 9. I can plot that as x equals 0 and y equals minus 9. So the intersection of those 2 points is my first point right down there. And let's look at x equals 1 and y equals minus 4. Y equals minus 4. Okay, plot that one. So you've got this point, that point, and then one more point which we're going to plot. Looks like this. X equals 3. Y equals 0. Okay. So you've got a function that goes through this point here, red and blue, this point green and black, and this point orange and black. So if I were to draw that, this line kind of goes through these points like that. So it may look obvious to you, but that doesn't look like a straight line. D says the graph of f is a line. It doesn't look like a line, but how can I be mathematically sure that it's not a line? One way to do that is to look at the slope between these points. So the slope between the points So the slope between the point 0, minus 9 and 1, minus 4 is equal to the rise over the run. So the rise is the difference in the y coordinates. So as I go from here to here, change in y over change in x. The change in y, it goes from minus 9 to minus 4, that's 5. And the change in x is 1. Look, if I look at the slope from 1, minus 4 to 3, 0, change in y over the change in x. The change in y is 4, and the change in x is 2. That equals 2. This equals 5. And looks like that's pretty much true. This line has a much steeper slope than this line right here. Almost twice as much. And in order for those points to be on the same line, they would have to have the same slope. So the answer to the question is D. These 3 points could very well be in a parabola. We don't know what the graph of the parabola is, but you could see that it's kind of a curving graph. The graph of f is symmetric with respect to a line. Well, I could picture a line, maybe a vertical line here, which is symmetrical, and that thing's symmetrical about it, so that could possibly be true. Y is less than or equal to 0 for all points. You know, you could define a function that all of a sudden stays at 0 or negative for all points x. That could possibly be true. The graph of x has the graph of f has a maximum value. Well, that could possibly be true too. It depends on how you define the function. So none of these other conditions are as strict as this one right here. The graph of f is a line. That's definitely not true because the slopes aren't the same.